Say hello to bad quality. There was never anything to talk about.
Down and clear. Threaten.
I mean, I could talk about the time I broke my arm, but that was like 2002. I think I was like 7. And then, but I was at the monkey bars, you know, playing with your friends. You tried to look cool in front of your friends or your crush. I think it was my friends because we were trying to be like all gymnastic type shit. And I thought, hey, let me do a running start into the monkey bars and see what's going on. So I was like, all right, guys, guys, I got this. So I take a full head running start into the monkey bars. I grab him. My hand slips. So while I'm falling to the floor, I thought it'd be a great idea to cushion my fall by putting both my hands at my side and putting them into a fist. So I land on it. My left arm just, I didn't hear it crack, but it cracked. I didn't notice this until like the last second. Because when I stand up, my arm isn't hurting. I'm not crying or anything. So then I look at my whole body. I can't move my left hand. So I'm like, okay, what? Come to realize my left hand has been fractured in about 2 places. And I didn't notice this. So I look at my hand. The bone is like not sticking out, but you could clearly see where the broke is. So yeah, I'm clearly just sitting there. Not even sitting. I think I stood up and showed my friends my arm, and I was like, okay, guys, don't run to the monkey bars and do this because this will happen. Oh my god, this lag is serious. Showed them my arm has intentionally been cracked. They was like, oh my god. Walked up to the before I even walked up to the teacher, I decided to push the bone back up. Still no pain, by the way. So I do that. Still nothing. Still not crying. I don't know how, but yeah.
Oh, look at that. Almost quick scope.
So after I do that, I then go up to the teacher, tell him my arm is broken. I go to the nurse who gives me like this sling for my arm. Fails completely at it. But yeah. She completely failed at this handmade sling that doesn't even keep my arm in check. Because when I go to the hospital later that day, one of the doctors was like, okay, who made this sling? Because they completely suck. Okay, not those exact words, but you know what I meant. But yeah. So that happened. So I'm in the hospital waiting. Still haven't cried yet, surprisingly. The time I did cry was when I was in the nurse's office at my school waiting for my mom, and I was like, I broke my arm. My mom's gonna be mad. I'm gonna die. That's the only time I technically did. It wasn't even a cry. It was more like a, oh my god, what am I doing? Oh my god, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Because I know I hate hospitals. So I'm sitting in the hospital room waiting for this doctor who finally comes, checks out the sling, criticizes the nurse, and then like moves me to another room where I go and get like I think a 6-inch needle to my arm. Now this needle, it didn't hurt until it pinches your skin, but I don't really care about that part. The part that freaked me out was the fact that I felt the needle go into the bone. This story, I should probably have put a warning on the screen for this story. But I don't give a fuck. But yeah, I feel the needle go into my arm. And then they put this giant wet cast on me, and that shit dries instantly. So I'm sitting there like, oh my god, that was the quickest thing ever. And now every time I had to take a shower, I dead ass had to put a plastic bag over my hand. Yes, the struggle is real when you have one arm out of use. You just take a shower with a plastic bag. You can't even wet it. Your arm itches for weeks at a time. You can't. Like 6 weeks went by so fast. Like, no lie, it did. I was in love with that cast. I had no friends because my cast was completely white. Or yellowish, whatever fucking color it was supposed to be. No writing on it, nothing. Just straight nothing, bruh. Maybe a smiley face from my crush, but she didn't care. She just wanted to write on my cast, just for the hell of it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Six weeks later, they put this little version of a cast. which I probably still have, but won't fit me anymore, I guess. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about the time I got a temperature of 102.5, I think. 2.5, 102.5. So, wow, I died instantly. So yeah, you know how you get those little earbuds with the goggles when you go swimming? So I got goggles, but I didn't have the earbuds. So I thought my genius 7 to 8-year-old self would use paper. I mean, it worked. Oh, because I went to this boys club, and I love to go swimming there so much. So I needed earplugs because I don't like when the water gets in my ears and it comes out after hours of a time. And usually when you go swimming, you need earbuds and goggles. So I had the goggles, not the earbuds. So my dumbass thought, hey, let's use paper. So I take some paper, put it in both my ears, and then I'm fine. I go swimming, I do my fun. Couple weeks later, not even a couple weeks, maybe a couple days later, because I completely forgot the paper was in my ears, and I was wondering why I was having small hearing problems, I started getting a fever, and it's just crazy, and I'm burning up, I'm dying, having heart attacks, probably seeing devils and shit. I don't remember. This was a long ass time ago. What? Oh, I thought I hit him. Whatever. So yeah, I'm probably seeing the holy ghost of shit. So my mom takes my temperature and it's 100 degrees and I'm already dying. And I'm at the point like I'm so hot and sick that I can't move. But my mom forced me up, walked me to the hospital, which was a couple blocks away. Don't know how I'm missing these shots, but whatever. I could have hit him. So we're waiting in the hospital and I'm dying. Like full-blown AIDS, dying. Okay, not full-blown, but I'm just dying, okay? It's burning hot and I have a fever of like 100 degrees. That's the last thing I remember. So now the doctor comes, takes my temperature. It is now 102.5 and I am just sick to death. I can't move. And you know how you're so sick you just pass out? Yeah, that was me. I passed out, woke up 2 hours later, still in the hospital bed. Can't move or nothing. But yeah, full blown death. You probably already figured out how this story is gonna end anyways. Yeah, doctor tries to look in my ears. You know how they have that little thing? Now at this point you're like, oh, the paper. Yes, it was the paper indeed in my ears. I shot him. Yes, the paper was in my ears, causing my temperature to rise to 102 deadly degrees. And I died that day. My soul left my body. I don't think it ever came back, but if it did, that'd be cool. You know what I'm saying? It'd be cool if my body did actually come back that day. But nope, it never came back. You ever just think of random... I mean, wow. You ever have like a dream or a vision that you and your crush will just date? No, not even that. You ever just think of random like scenarios of you meeting a celebrity and acting all calm and shit? You're just like, oh shit, it's Ariana Grande, and you're just calm. You're not even freaking out or anything. You're just calm as culottes. But yeah, you ever just think of random scenarios where you just date a celebrity, you're the calmest one there, and no one else gives a shit about what you are, and then you just happen to know the celebrity. You're just like, oh yeah, I know her. She was my third cousin from Jimmy's side. Like, you're just sitting there wondering, like, who the fuck is Jimmy? Why? What? Since when does Jimmy know her? And you're probably wondering, like, oh my god, Jimmy. Like, why? And Jimmy's probably the ugliest motherfucker you've ever seen in the world. And you're just wondering how you became cousins with him. Or brother or sister. You're just wondering, you're like, what? Jimmy? Get away from me, Jimmy. He's that one nerd that no one likes in the family. Okay, this is low quality, and due to the fact it's low quality, the EMP really does not help. Let me tell you about the time I walked from my house, and since I live in New York, is like goes by numbers instead of words. And I live on 119. I'm gonna tell you about how me and my friend walked all the way from my house, I think 119, to 33rd Street. So yeah, we walked all the way to 33rd Street and probably back. Now, I saw this anime shop online and it had like a lot of anime type related things like headbands, wristbands, games, keychains, necklaces, all that shit. So I tell him and he was like, alright, we're gonna do this next Wednesday. Wednesday comes, we get ready. He leaves his house, he lives on 124th. As I said, I'm on 119. He walks to my house. We're like, we're walking? He's like, yeah. So we start walking. We just walk straight down Central Park, I think, what? No, Central Park East. We just walk straight down Central Park East. So we're just walking. We're bored and shit, talking about our feelings, talking about who we like and shit. I didn't like anybody at the time, but if I did, I probably would have told him. So yeah, we're talking about our feelings and shit. We get to I think we get to Times Square. We stop off in a Midtown Comic. So yeah, we're just there. We're doing whatever the fuck we were doing. Looking at comics and shit. I was looking at manga. Because I'm not really a comic book person. Non-stop walking. We haven't sat down once this entire trip. Now, I have $20 on me at this moment. We didn't buy nothing at Midtown Comics. We go to 33rd, right? It's at 33rd and I think 5th Avenue. Between 5th and Madison. We walked down the block twice until my smartass was like, let me just use Google Maps. So that was a waste of 10 minutes of just walking up and down this block. We didn't see it. The same block. We go back to Madison. I look at my phone. I'm looking. And then we finally found a store which was dead in front of us, but we just didn't know. They probably renovated or... So yeah, we go into the store. Me with $20. Him, apparently, no money. I'll tell you a story about that. So, I buy... What did I buy? I buy a ring and a wristband. That all came up to around $19. So, that's my $20. And I realized this as I'm leaving the store. And I'm like, shit, that was all my money. How are we getting home? So, yeah, our feet are already hurting just from walking there. Almost 70-something blocks. Now, on our way back was the hard part. We deadass didn't know what to do with our lives. So we just walked all the way back. And usually we visit our old high school. Now, on our way back, probably halfway home, he picks out his phone, which was shitty back then. He got a new one now. But he picks up his phone and decidedly opens the back of the case of the... Not even the case, just the back where the battery pack is. And finds 20 or I think... Yeah, he finds a 20. We're almost halfway home. Our feet are killing us. It was raining. Not hard, it was like drizzle, but it makes you freezing cold. And I wanted to kill him so badly then. Just like strangle him outside. And just murder him. Just murder. But we were halfway home. And I didn't want to do nothing. Now, we're probably, I think, at 96. We see one friend. Because we usually hang at, like, a hill. It's sort of like a hill. It's on 3rd Avenue, if any of you pay attention to where I live. Which you don't. New York City. Remember that. Just write it down in your brains. So, yeah, we're probably on 3rd Avenue. I think 96th Street. Our feet are killing us. We're so close to dropping anytime soon. And we was like... We can just continue walking, right? And I'm sitting there looking at him like, Nick, you had $20. You had $20. Any one of those monies could have saved us. But no, you forgot. That was probably the worst walk I've done since I did a bike ride back when Harry Potter, the Prisoner of Azkaban came out. My friend, different friend this time, completely different friend, decided to brag his uncle, I think. His uncle was the one that takes us to movies and whatnot. We was gonna go for a bike ride, but since I didn't have a mountain bike back then, I had a shitty, like, small BMX type bike that doesn't do well on hills. So we decided to take, I think, the Riverside Park path. So we're going down this park path on my bike. Obviously they're faster than me because they have mountain bikes and shit. I don't. I'm going 7 miles an hour, going the slowest I possibly can. These guys are also going the slowest, but yeah, they're going like 12. So they leave me behind. It's like they already went. We're going down the entire west side of Manhattan. They completely leave me. I was just so mad and scared. I was like, I don't know what to do. But since we've taken that path before, this was like the 3rd time riding our bikes down there. We usually go over the Brooklyn Bridge and back and then just go home. We do all of this. Now, I'm still going down the path. They're probably waiting for me at Battery Park, which is like the very bottom of Manhattan. They're probably waiting for me down there. So I'm going as hard as I can. Just pedaling. I have to stop at the street lights and whatnot, but I'm just pedaling. Next thing you know, some old man comes up on his mountain bike going very soft, and I'm just going hard. I'm just going at it. This guy comes up and looks at his like little speedometer, and then looks at me, and then decides to have a little conversation by saying, you know you're going 14 miles an hour, right? And I'm like, thanks. And I'm still pedaling as hard as I can. And I'm like, good God, my feet hurt. And I'm just pedaling. This guy then decides to nonchalantly pedal off. Not even hard. He just pedals faster. And I'm like, don't leave me. I didn't say that out loud, but you know, I was thinking it. So now I'm like, oh my God, what? And then 20 minutes later, I finally get to the damn park, and these guys are having fucking breakfast and shit. Eating sandwiches and whatnot. I could have killed them, yo. Could have killed them. I didn't even get a sandwich. They were eating. I didn't get nothing. Then we went over the Brooklyn Bridge, and I'm just like, really? I can't get up that bridge on the bike I had back then. Like, I couldn't do it. The bike I had back then was shitty, so I had to probably walk up the Brooklyn Bridge while these guys bike. It was fun though, because right after that we went to see The Prisoner of Azkaban with my legs burning from pain and torture. Good God, that's my favorite Harry Potter movie, the Prisoner of Azkaban with like Sirius Black and all that. Like, that's my favorite one, no lie. But whatever, that's all I gotta say.
Let's go.